Burnout, stress, exhaustion, anxiety. You see, this is what defines modern professional life. All of us, we drag ourselves to the work day after day, and then we wonder, why don't I feel motivated anymore? Many people don't believe in motivation though. They believe in discipline. They say, be disciplined, be consistent, and you will get success. For others, however, this is not so simple. They need motivation. They need that drive, that feeling. So what's the truth? Today we are diving into the science of motivation, how it gets created in the brain, why it disappears, and most importantly, how to get it back.
What is motivation? Our brain has a motor cortex, the command center that tells our body to speak, walk, write, sing, or move. But commands alone don't guarantee action. That's when motivation comes in. Motivation is like oxygen to fire. The command is the spark. Motivation is the oxygen that turns the spark into a flame. Without it, action feels heavy and forced. With it, action feels effortless. In neuroscience, motivation comes down to one key player: dopamine. Dopamine doesn't just give pleasure. It acts as a signal that says, this task matters. Invest energy here. When dopamine is high, work feels rewarding. When it's low, even small tasks feel impossible. But wait, that's not the full picture. The brain sends two types of signals to perform any type of activity. Motivation is the net signal between the brain's excitatory and the inhibitory systems. Think of it like this. Your brain is always whispering two things at once. One says, go for it. That is the excitatory impulse. The other says, wait, maybe not. That is the inhibitory impulse. Motivation is the moment-to-moment balance between these two voices. Motivation is not something that switches on or off. It's not just motivated or lazy. It exists in levels, and each level tells you what your brain's dopamine is doing. When dopamine pulses high, you feel it, that rush of excitement, that spark that pulls you into action. You are in flow, work feels effortless, and time disappears. Then comes the calm level. Your dopamine is steady, balanced. You are not buzzing, but you are consistent. Progress feels natural, sustainable. That is where habits are built. But when dopamine drops below baseline, you start to feel resistance. Procrastination creeps in. Every task feels heavier than it should. You want to act, but something inside you just says, not now. If it drops further, even the thought of doing something feels awful. You start to dread action. Your brain isn't rewarding you anymore. It's rejecting the effort. Then comes burnout. Dopamine becomes erratic. You push through with willpower, but everything feels flat, forced, joyless. You're productive, but disconnected. At the lowest point, depression. Dopamine stays chronically low. The spark fades. Nothing feels interesting anymore. Even pleasure feels distant. That's anhedonia.
You're not feeling motivated. So what do you do in that case? Do you wait for it? You can wait for all eternity, but motivation will not come back. There's no guarantee that it will come back if you wait. You see, motivation often comes after you take an action, not before. There are many techniques and practices to get back motivation or to stay motivated. I personally practice them and I have benefited a lot from this. In this video, I'm not going to into the details of this. I'll create a separate video for that.
These are the techniques that can raise motivation. We'll start with the body. Good sleep, physical movement, walking, exercise, good foods, and meditation. All of these build the foundation. They help in detox and reset dopamine, making effort feel possible again. Then your environment. You should always keep your room clean with bright light, fresh air, nice smell, and some good music. When your space feels organized, your brain reflects that. It shifts your brain into a productive mode. There are some cognitive techniques also. For example, break your work into smaller steps and let your brain enjoy these small wins. Small wins trigger dopamine, and gradually that builds momentum. And finally, make sure that your work is meaningful. When your actions align with your values, motivation doesn't feel forced anymore. It becomes natural.
See, motivation is like fuel, discipline is the engine, and recovery is like maintenance. And we need all three of them. If you don't feel motivated, don't just wait for motivation to come to you. And don't force discipline either. Learn to create motivation. Combine that with discipline and protect that with recovery.